Hi, my name is Amy. Thank you very much for watching, and let's make some bad financial decisions together. So today I butchered my investment accounts because I have to gather funds for my closing of my condo. I know you're thinking, but Amy, you have at least 3 or 4 more days before you have to liquidate your accounts. Why not just keep your money in the market until then? Well, it is the last week of September, and while I'm not trying to time the markets, I would rather pull out when, the markets are good than when they're not so good. So, what I'm doing with my Roth IRA is I sold my $25,000 of SCHG and $25,000 of SCHD, and that will clear in 5 to 6 business days, which gives me enough time to transfer it to a bank that I can do a wire transfer, and I will have my funds funded in plenty of time for the closing. But that's not the only terrible thing I did to my investing today, because first of all, I had to buy back the puts that I did because I thought that it was messing around with my buying power, and it turns out I was correct because this was at like $7,000 earlier today, but now I have a total of $26,563 that I could use, even though this is the value of my account. I don't pretend to care or to know how they're doing this. And also I sold out of SPYT, QQQI, and SVOL today. And the reason I got out of SVOL and SPYT is because they don't really fit my strategy anymore. And XDTE exists, and I am in it, and I would like to expand the 3 round hill funds for now. So I'm focusing on those, and then I might add some things back. But I think for now, once I get... Well, I'll have a different video that just goes over all of my long-term strategies, but I do eventually want to get into like the regular funds, like VOO again, and then some leverage, just so that it's not just income. Like, I don't care if these funds keep their NAV. I mean, I do. I don't want them to keep going down and my distributions to keep going down. But in the long term, I do believe that these round hill funds, like 3 or 4 years from now, like QDTE might be $100 a share. And then it was a good investment. Or they'll do like a reverse split or whatever. It'll still be $50 per share if it gets too high. I don't know. I don't care. I'll still have the same investment no matter what it does. But hopefully, we can increase the income. The NAV is like NAV neutral. I don't want it to raise too much. Like for my Misty, I would be really happy if it just stayed between like $20 and $25. But I mean, it went up to 30, so it's demonstrated that it can go up that much. So, you can't lose faith in these in like one distribution. Anyways, that's a little bit of a tangent. But another reason I wanted to do this because I actually wound up enabling margin withdrawal. And I thought with the margin withdrawal, I would have my full margin amount available. So I have, $26,000 available for maintenance. If I'm not using any margin, then I should be able to take out, $25,000 as a loan. But this is showing that it's only $13,000. So I will hold off on my judgment on this for a few days and see if the buying back the puts makes this margin available for withdrawal higher or not. But at this point, I am moving forward with, I'm just going to use my 401k, I did take a 401k loan, but with my Roth IRA, just paying for it straight up out of this whole thing and all of this borrowing from myself, I am only going to have to pay $200 a month for 5 years for my 401k, and like that's nothing compared to the $3,000. And then I can do like a pinky swear to myself, because the Roth IRA it's a one-time penalty, but I do want to pay myself back to get the tax benefit growth again eventually, like once I'm in a better financial situation. So I don't want to talk about my condo and the machinations I'm doing to get my finances in order to close this entire video. So what we're going to do is I want to show you, well, first of all, someone at some point asked me about GDXY and my opinion about it. And my thoughts on GDXY are, I kind of forgot that I had shares in it. And the reason why I bought into it is like not reality. Like, it turns out with the passage of time that like it's not just because it has less of a dividend yield and the volatility is lower doesn't mean that it doesn't, go down. But I think where it would fit in my portfolio is, it is an asset class that is not an equity. So it's supposed to act as a little bit of a diversification and a hedge. But I don't think that's the reality. So I think the comparison that I would do with it is the TLTW and BNDs. And you can see with the total return from totalreturns.com that it just is not performing as well. Even as like I think this is the underlying, but this is a ETF that has gold. But I'm choosing to use XDTE as my, it's an equity, but it's an index, so it's the hedge that I am choosing for now. But what I really wanted to show you was my progress on my little project I'm doing. So basically, when we left off last time, I had, you can do this, how this would be your initial investment amount in each of these, and like based off of the last distribution rate, what would your distribution be? So I added the filter, and these are all of the underlyings. So if you want to do, Bitcoin, which I think I might change these to just be crypto, because I probably, anyways, it's fine. So basically, now I can look at these and say, like, well, which of these is yielding the most money? So, at least for now. And then I got some comments about how we should be able to sort by a different identifier. So basically, you want a 3-month, 6-month, 12-month, year-to-date, and all-time averages. And I have it so that you can change like the starting amount within this details, but I don't have this reactive yet. And I also haven't uploaded more dividends, so that these averages are not correct. But in the future, when I need to load past distributions, and then I will make sure that this is correct. But my goals is to get, well, first of all, to get this page working, and then I'm going to change this filter to be just something that's underneath the investment amount and under, and then have another one that we can sort by like the 6-month average, the 3-month average, the all-time average, and then it would recalculate the dividends based off of that average distribution, and you can sort it that way as well. So, and I am aware that there is another comment of we would like to be able to get the total returns like this website, which is actually, I am probably going to add like a radio button looking thing, and you can check it. And then at the top there'll be like a compare button, and it'll just take you to a new tab for total real returns for now, because I think that this is a really cool website, and they already have a lot of the information that I used for this comparison. There's also like testful.io where you can do back testing and see like what it is, but I'm not sure if they do like this particular website. They put the funds in the URL, so it's easy to construct. Testful.io, I'm not sure if it's going to be as easy to open up a link that has it pre-populated what it is. But for me, right now, I think this is useful. So I'm going to try to, well, get those two things done, and then I think this will be pretty much ready to go out. I am going to add TLTW and BitU to this, because I think that even though TLTW is not a very high payer, that it is something that legitimately diversifies and hedges all of these high income ETFs. So, and it's something that I believe people do use as that's as something that we'd like to compare. But anyways, let me know what you think, and if there's anything else that you would like to change, and I'll just add it to the pile, and like we can get the MVP out and then, you know, keep iterating on it. Eventually, and also pretty soon, I'm going to have to set it up with an API so that it gets the distribution information dynamically, because it is a lot of work to catch up or keep up with 86 funds. It'll be even more work once Roundhill finally publishes their single stock weekly ETFs, and you know, and also Granite Shares has their yield boost high income ETFs that they're coming out with eventually. So and there's always going to be more, because people have realized that high income ETFs are possible and not just a fad. And as we get, 2, 5, 10 years of data and information, I think more people are going to jump onto the high income train, because it like smooths out the volatility of the underlying index, and the power of compounding and being able to reinvest is super powerful, especially like, your retirement age, or you're trying to do like the FIRE lifestyle. Like, why would you not want to, be invested in Misty when it has been paying over 100% and you get 100% of your money back? So anyways, I will talk to you all later, and please like and subscribe. Bye.